Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is the Hebrew Jamaican Coolie back again with another video, and today's topic is going to be let me go. Today's topic is gonna be don't you hate when people tell all sorts of lies about or on the Bible? Don't you just hate it? And my pet peeve is always, oh, the Bible is inconsistent and, it's been translated many times. And then when you ask them, what are the inconsistencies that you're talking about? You need to look it up. No, you're the person who brought it up. You need to show me where there are inconsistencies in the Bible. These people always spout and tout and speak a lot of venom and nonsense about a lot of things that they don't know. Them just always run their freaking mouths about a lot of things that they don't know about, right? Now, I'm actually uploading a video right now on my computer at home. So hopefully it will be out where I'm refuting a lot of the nonsense, or two of the main nonsense that people always spew out of their mouths about the Bible, right? One of the foolishness that I'm always talking about is where they basically talk about how the Bible condones slavery and it condones SA, which is not true. And I've used scripture time and time again. I've refuted those claims using scripture, because the scripture that they always use, the chapter and verse they always use, is Deuteronomy 22 verse 28. And this is what I always say to people when they spew a bunch of nonsense using one single Bible verse to gaslight you as a Christian. Right? They use one single Bible verse to gaslight you as a Christian. And this is what I always say to them. Have you ever read the verses before that? Have you ever read the verses that come after that verse? Have you really and truly translated or interpreted that scripture properly? And this basically is what I'm talking about, right? People that use one scripture, they don't use the scripture correctly either, because the scripture isn't even talking about SA. And if you read down before that about Deuteronomy 22 verse 25, which I'm going to be covering in that video that's being uploaded right now, it talks about SA. And it talks about what should be done to anyone that SAs a woman. That person should be put to death. Right? And I agree with that 100%. And it tells you the difference between a woman being SA'd and a woman who is basically laying down with a man and caught doing that. Right? So all these feminists that always spew this nonsense and lies about scripture supporting something as abhorrent as SA to a woman or a man or a child, you basically, when you go before the throne of the Most High, I hope you have that same degenerate mouth to run off on the Most High as if you know who you're talking to. And that's just the thing, You see, that's the next topic I want to get into right now. A lot of people don't understand what's really coming down the pipeline. A lot of people don't understand what's coming down the pipeline. judgment is coming down the pipeline. Judgment and wrath is coming down the pipeline. And a lot of people are not paying attention. They're caught up in their own lives, which is also understandable. And a lot of people just don't care. What do you think? You see, all these politicians, kings, queens, nobles, wealthy, all these people that you think have done things in life and think that they will get away with it onto their dying bed, that they've gotten away with a lot of evil that they have done. What do you think is going to happen to these people at the throne of judgment? You really, and I'm looking at it right now. Look at what a lot of politicians have done to its people with the laws it's had in place to disenfranchise its own people while they live off the pockets of their own people. Look at that. Look at what politicians have done in that manner. Right? Listen to me. Listen to me and listen to me well. Right? They have judgment is coming, people. Judgment is coming. And before judgment, there's a great tribulation that is about to happen on the earth. And we need to be prepared for it. Like I said before, I do not believe in a secret rapture. There is no such thing as a pre-rapture. There's no pre-rapture happening. That's not how it happens. Right? And if you look at the context of how the rapture is spoken about, it's not spoken about the tribulation, before the tribulation. That's number one. Number two, think about the time of how the people were living then and what they were thinking about when that scriptures and those verses were that chapter was being written about. Think about even a couple of centuries afterwards, what the people thought about when it came to the rapture. You understand? The pre-rapture thing, the pre-tribulation rapture thing, it is still a modern concept. It's not something that's always thought about by saints back then. You understand? So we have to really and truly sit down and read the word a lot. I'm not going to say I'm perfect in reading the word. I'm not going to say I'm perfect in understanding the word. I'm not going to say that I know all the time 100% what I'm talking about. I can only tell you what I read and what the Spirit reveals to me when I read, and the understanding that I may gain from reading it more than once. And I would also give this to you. You should read the scriptures more than once. Anyway, this is the Hebrew Jamaican Coolie. I hope you're having a fantastic day. It's basically 71 degrees right now. Wonderful, nice, warm sun and thing. If you can take your children out, take them out, bring them to the park. I plan to do that tomorrow. Have a blessed day, people. Enough love and respect. Peace. I'm out.